everyone, welcome back. I am here getting ready to make a junk journal using this month's scrapbooking kit. There are the 3 Prima flower packs, some Tres Jolie chipboard, and the rest of it is made up of the Carmen collection from 13 Arts. There is that ephemera pack, which I'm just kind of dumping out there real quick just to show what's in there. And even that back card there from the ephemera pack would make a great little addition. There's the 12 by 12 paper stack, and there is a sticker sheet. I used a few of these stickers in the journal, and some I just added into the little pockets for future use. And I really love the colors in this paper pack. I like the that brighter pink next to the greens, and I do actually end up using every sheet making my journal, plus quite a few things from my stash: fabric, tea-dyed papers, things like that, which you will see when I get to the parts that I'll talk about, just to go over the ideas of what can be done with this month's kit. I'm not making a how-to make a junk journal video. There are a lot of those already out there. I have this book cover. I actually altered it quite some time ago, so hopefully I remembered everything that I used on it. I have my product list on the blog, but this cover was already kind of a maroonish color when I started, but it was in some rather rough shape, and I had to reinforce the spine, almost rebuild it using linen hinging tape and bookbinding tape. And then I added paint. Well, I added stenciling and paint and some wax on it. So when I saw this month's kit, I knew I had finally come across the papers that I wanted to use with that cover. Alright, to get prepared, I kind of tried to get everything together that I wanted together, and I mixed up a few embossing powders to create the embossing powder I used on that Tres Jolie chipboard. There's all of the ones that I used there. I have some Lindy's Gain, 2 Lindy's Gains that are in there, and I had some Distress embossing glaze, and I used the Prima chalk ink that I was holding up there as the stamping base color for my embossing powder. There, I have already started my layering of what I want in my signatures. I have some tea-dye paper. I have already started cutting into this month's paper pack, the Carmen paper pack. And I just started stacking them up, trying to get them in order, trying to get an idea of what I wanted to do. I have some printables that I made, just some note cards that I dyed with a pink paint. No, it was a spray. I used some shimmer sprays and some dilutions. to get that pink on some of those pink dyed bits I have in there. When I started, I was originally going to have just 2 signatures, but after I kind of got everything together, I did move it up to 3 signatures. It is a 2-inch spine, and I have my signatures in there like with 1/2-inch spacing. So you can see I've already got my signatures sewn in here. I have added some fabric, not the original fabric that I was going to use, but some fabric. It's the same base fabric, but the original one had some print on it, and then I decided I didn't like it, it was too dark. So I just recut a piece of fabric for my inside cover. I have some sari silk in here. Those papers on that little pocket are some of my printables. I have some envelopes in there. Fold outs. Lots of places to tuck and write. This one is a double pocket. I used that resist canvas that was in December's mixed media kit in here. It had that music on it, and it just went well with the Carmen music and dancing and having fun type of thing. This is sort of like a book within my book. I added some printables that I made and just kind of made it smaller so it's like a little book in there that you could write in. So you can see there are a lot of pages in this. I think maybe it was about 74 sheets, then folded in half, so 142 or so pages in here. This is my template I used for my spine. I just cut a piece of paper out the size of my spine, put my guidelines down so that I could keep it lined up on the papers. I have a foam mat with the lines on it, so it does help me keep things straight. White bookbinding thread, my awl, and a fairly good sized needle. So now I am to just trying to put in the final touches, the last of the decorations. I have my bits of paper left. I have fabric remnants, laces, the ephemera pack, quite a few things that I'm just going to kind of go through page by page, looking around and just sort of seeing where I think a little bit extra can be added. With my larger pieces, of leftover cardstock, I turn them into just tags to tuck into pockets and such. I just used my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper and my We Are Memory Keepers crocodile to shape the tags and get the center holes in place. I have some Tim Holtz jute twine that I used in here, jute string, to go in all of my large tags. I have a different jute string. I don't think I have a brand for it, that I do end up using later on smaller tags. I do go through, I just start tearing some corners out. I add some stitching to them, and then I just glue them in place on various pages, just for some extra little tuck-ins. On my chipboard, I do try to position it and add the glue to the, like, the berries or the leaves that are on a stem, just to keep them in place. And I do use those as tuck-ins. This, I actually did not end up using this, but I'm going to leave this in here. If you have some blank fabric cloth, this is some canvas ribbon, and I was originally going to use the stamp set from this month's Cards, Tags, and More set, or kit, had that music print in it, and I used some Stays On ink to stamp on it. Here you can see I've gotten quite a bit more pieces put in, and now I'm really now just kind of going through, pulling off that sticker sheet, searching through the ephemera pack, adding some of the final details in here. On the pieces that I do add in, that I cut and rough up with my scissors, I use frayed burlap, the Tim Holtz frayed burlap distress ink, just to kind of grunge up those edges a bit. This is it's another printable of mine, and I just printed it on some fabric. It was actually a music print fabric that I printed that rose pattern on. I gathered up all of the larger pieces I had, took them over my sewing machine, and just kind of put things together to finish adding in cards for inserts, the tags I cut out, added the bits of fabric, just to kind of finish up putting this all together. Final, just to kind of stick a little something in the pockets, or all of the pockets, all of the little tucks. I just grabbed up some of my tea-dyed paper, folded it up, and put it in. I had cut the sticker sheet into strips and added those in. And now I'm finally getting my spine all together. I grabbed up some fabric, I grabbed up that last bit of resist canvas. I'm trying to get this this spine kind of really solid. I don't know if so much solid, but like I said before, it was in some pretty rough shape when I started. So I just have fabric and some torn netting type material and those that black rose ribbon stuff, and I stitched it all together, then glued it on down, and then came back and decided that after it was all put together, now was a good time to try to punch a hole through the back so that I could stick that little charm in. I used that little winged heart charm that was in the Cards, Tags, and More kit this month. And some chain for my stash. And then I just get all my rings put through and hook it all up. So now my journal is all done. Thank you for joining us here at Tres Jolie. I hope you enjoyed this project and it gave you some ideas of what can be done with this month's scrapbooking kit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you haven't already, so you can always be informed when new videos are posted. Thank you, and I will see you again next week.